You're getting like breaking records, like you're probably getting like texts, emails all the time, like you broke this record, this song reached this thing, like on the Billboard charts. Like do you still get shocked by those?
Absolutely, and I feel so grateful for those because it gives me the opportunity to just tour more and meet fans all over the world, and that's kind of been my, my main goal. I've always wanted my music to do well, I just never really knew, how it would do. You never know what to expect, and so it's just been such a wonderful surprise.
Now electricity's blowing up, like everyone's listening
Thank
to it.
you, thank you so much.
Everywhere. I mean, everyone loved One Kiss, and like, what's gonna come up next? And who knew electricity was down the line? Like, how do you take the fans' reception of the song?
It's really exciting because it is both One Kiss and I feel Electricity definitely go down kind of a different route to what I've had on my first album, and it's I feel like it's a good bridge between my first album and what's to come for the next album. I can't even say it out loud because it feels really crazy that it's already come to that point that I'm kind of already back in the studio, but yeah, it's always really nice when the fans like something and their response is so good, and it just pushes me to work harder. I always want to make them proud.
Now you mentioned the next album. First, we have 3 new songs coming out next month.
Yeah.
Were these songs that you were working on for the next album, or you worked on the first album? How do you decide these 3 were going to be on the next one?
So there are 2 songs on the next album. Well, do you mean the one that's coming out now, October 19th? It's like the repack of the album. So there were 2 songs on there called Want to and Running, and those songs, before I released my first album, I was touring a lot. Like you said, you came down to the Belasco, and they were songs that I was performing for a very long time, and I had fallen in love with the live version of them so much, and I just hadn't quite finished or captured exactly how I wanted the studio version to sound. And so when I released the track list for my debut album, I didn't put those songs in there, and I feel like I upset some fans. And I'd always promised them to kind of create a really good live version for them to put it out there. But I think they were very adamant in getting a studio version of it, and I wanted to kind of make that work before this whole album cycle was done. And so yeah, I think that was kind of, I did some rearranging, we did some additional production, we changed the lyrics a bit, and it felt right. And I felt like it was kind of like a parting gift to this whole era, if you wish. And then I also wanted to add something that was completely new, and I added the song called Kiss and Make Up, which I collaborated with a K-pop band called Blackpink, who I am such a fan of, and I think they're absolutely brilliant. And I met them when I was in Seoul, in Korea. They came down to one of my shows, and we got on really well. And while I was writing for my new album, I was listening to some of my old tracks, and I heard my song Kiss and Make Up, and I had written this with my friend Chelsea Grimes and these guys called Banks and Ranks in London. And I think I wanted it to be a collaboration with someone, but I didn't quite find a home for it. And I just asked my manager, I was like, would it be crazy if I just sent it to Blackpink and see what they thought, and maybe they could add their own touch to it? And we were like, yeah, why not? Let's just try it, see what happens. And they got back to us really quickly, and they loved the song, and they were really up for collaborating, and so that's kind of how that came about. And I found out about them through my fans, and I thought it was just kind of the perfect way to kind of cap things off.
Nice. Now, speaking of collaborations, you worked with Miguel, Martin Garrix, Diplo, Mark Ronson. Who's like the dream collaboration?
That's tricky because there are so many, incredible artists. I'd love to collaborate with Pink. I would love to collaborate with Frank Ocean. I would love to collaborate with Alicia Keys. I mean, there's just so many artists that I admire so much, and I feel like something that I want to do with collaborations is always try and work with people who do something maybe a bit more different to what I do, or something that would bring something new to the table. And yeah, it's always interesting because I don't know what's going to come next, so that's a part of my job that I really look forward to.
Over the past year and a half, you've performed the smallest stages to the biggest stages. You've headlined a music festival. Do you still get nervous?
Absolutely. I get very nervous before I have to perform, because it's all about, I guess that the only thing I want to do is give 110% in all my performances. I want to give the best energy. I want to make the crowd I want to make sure the crowd has a really good time. And you know, I feel sometimes there comes a lot of pressure with that. I just want everybody to you know, to enjoy themselves. So I think kind of getting myself in preparation for just giving it everything I got sometimes takes a little bit, you know, a little bit of time to prepare. But you know, the second I hit the stage, there's something about it. I feel invincible, and I just go on and I go crazy, and I feel like a lot of what I give out to the audience, I also get back. So it's a lot about sharing that energy and giving it out, which makes a whole load of difference.